Hey there, fellow history enthusiasts. Today we are going back to the cradle of civilization to talk about the Sumerians. This is a civilization that thrived in Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, around 4000 BC. This was a culture that gave birth to many things we take for granted today. We are talking about things such as writing, cities, and even mathematics. So if you are ready to go on a journey through time and discover some amazing facts about the Sumerians, let's get started. It is important to remember that when the Sumerians were living in Mesopotamia, the rest of the world was just emerging from the Stone Age. Most people were still nomadic and had no permanent homes or settlements. It was during this period that the Sumerians began to develop new ideas and technologies that would change the course of history. These innovations included the invention of writing, the wheel and the plow, as well as advancements in mathematics and astronomy. In addition to these inventions, the Sumerians also established the world's first cities and empires, including the Akkadian Empire, the third dynasty of Ur, and the Old Babylonian Empire. These Sumerian states were known for their wealth, power, and cultural achievements, which had a lasting impact on the ancient Near East and beyond. Overall, the Sumerian civilization was a pivotal moment in human history, and their innovations and achievements continue to shape our world today. One of the most important aspects of the Sumerian civilization was their religion. They believed that the world was created by a group of gods who lived in the heavens. The Sumerians worshipped many gods, each representing a different aspect of nature. For example, Enki was the god of water and fertility, while An was the god of the sky. The Sumerians built large temples called ziggurats to honor their gods. These ziggurats were often towering structures made of mud brick that served as both a place of worship and a residence for priests. The Sumerians also kept detailed records of their religious beliefs and practices, which have helped modern scholars understand their culture. One of the most famous examples of Sumerian religious literature is the Epic of Gilgamesh, a series of epic poems that tell the story of the legendary king of Uruk. In terms of daily life in Sumer, it's important to note that their cities were incredibly diverse places. They were home to people from all walks of life, including farmers, artisans, merchants, and slaves. However, there was a clear hierarchy in society, with the elite class enjoying more privileges than the commoners. Women in Sumerian society had a relatively high status compared to other ancient cultures. They could own property, make business deals, and even divorce their husbands. Nonetheless, their lives were still largely dictated by their roles as wives and mothers. Speaking of the economy in Sumer, it's safe to say that it was quite impressive for the time. The Sumerians were skilled traders and merchants, and they had established extensive trade networks throughout the region. They traded goods such as textiles, metalwork, and agricultural products. In addition to trade, the Sumerians also had a strong agricultural economy. They developed advanced irrigation systems to water their crops, and they grew a variety of plants, including barley, wheat, and vegetables. The abundance of food in Sumer led to population growth and the development of large cities. The Sumerian kings and elites often amassed great wealth through taxation and tribute from conquered peoples. However, the majority of the population still lived in poverty. Now it's time to take a look at some of the most famous Sumerian rulers and kings. We'll start with Gilgamesh, a legendary king of Uruk who is said to have ruled in the early 3rd millennium BC. According to the Epic of Gilgamesh, he was 2/3 god and 1/3 human. He was known for his strength, courage, and wisdom. Gilgamesh's legacy has had a profound impact on Mesopotamian culture and beyond. Another important Sumerian ruler was Ur-Nammu, who reigned in the 21st century BC. He was the founder of the 3rd dynasty of Ur and is considered one of the greatest kings in Sumerian history. Ur-Nammu is known for his military conquests and for establishing a centralized government in Sumer. He also implemented a number of social and economic reforms that helped to stabilize the empire and improve the lives of his people. Finally, let's talk about Shurnurikin, who was a king of the city-state of Lagash in the late 3rd millennium BC. He is known for his military campaigns and for expanding the territory of Lagash. Shurnurikin was also a patron of the arts and built a number of temples and other public buildings. And as for the fate of Sumer itself, well, that's a bit of a mystery. Historians believe that a combination of factors, including climate change, war, and the rise of new empires, contributed to the decline of Sumerian civilization. Around 1800 BC, the Akkadians, a neighboring group of people, conquered the Sumerians and absorbed them into their empire. But the legacy of Sumer lived on in the cultures that came after, such as the Babylonians and the Assyrians. So what can we learn from the Sumerians? Well, first and foremost, their innovations in areas such as writing, mathematics, and agriculture had a profound impact on the course of human history. The Sumerians were also highly skilled traders and merchants, and their economic activity helped to connect different parts of the ancient world. Finally, their cultural achievements, such as their literature, art, and architecture, continue to fascinate and inspire us today. By studying the Sumerians, we gain a deeper understanding of the origins of civilization and the development of human society. We also learn about the challenges and opportunities that faced the ancient world and the ways in which humans have adapted to changing circumstances throughout history. Overall, the Sumerians left behind a rich and complex legacy that continues to shape our world today. Their innovations, achievements, and cultural contributions have had a lasting impact on human civilization, and their story remains an important part of our shared history. I hope you enjoyed learning more about the Sumerians. If you did, please like and share this video with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. You know, it's fascinating to think that the Sumerians not only survived in their harsh environment, but also thrived and created a civilization that would change the course of history. They were able to do this through their innovative thinking and their willingness to experiment with new ideas. From inventing the wheel to developing advanced irrigation systems, the Sumerians were constantly pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Another thing that impressed me about the Sumerians was their ability to organize and manage a complex society. They were able to establish stable governments, maintain law and order, and provide essential services to their citizens. They also developed sophisticated legal codes, such as the Code of Ur-Nammu, which provided a framework for resolving disputes and maintaining justice. Furthermore, the Sumerians were highly skilled traders and merchants, and they were able to establish trade networks throughout Mesopotamia and beyond. They traded goods such as textiles, metalwork, and agricultural products, and they were able to build wealth and prosperity for their city-states. Their economic activity also helped to connect different parts of the ancient world and promote cultural exchange. Finally, the Sumerians were highly creative and innovative people, and they expressed themselves in a variety of ways, including literature, art, and architecture. They produced works of art that are still admired today for their beauty and craftsmanship. They also built magnificent temples and other public buildings that served as centers of religious and civic life. Overall, the Sumerians were a remarkable civilization, and their achievements and contributions to human history are truly remarkable. They were a highly innovative, organized, entrepreneurial, and creative people who made significant contributions to the development of human society. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Please remember to support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Sumerians in the comments below. What impressed you the most about this ancient civilization? Did you learn anything that surprised you or challenged your previous understanding? Your feedback is really important to me and helps me make better videos for you. So thank you for taking the time to comment. And I'm already looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, stay curious and keep learning.